Welcome to the Laws of Life with Blanca Greenstein. I'm your host, Blanca. This is a platform specifically designed to help us all improve and be successful in life and in business. To learn from each other the laws of life, whomever we meet during our journey. I hope you find this connection beneficial and have a wonderful day. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Laws of Life with Blanca Greenstein. Thanks for watching. I've got two incredible friends here with me today. One, an old friend and a new friend.
Yep, that's right.
Old friend, Jeremy Haynes. Great to have you with us. Jeremy, how would you describe yourself?
You know, I'm a lot of things, but personality brand is one of the best I think you can label myself under. I'm a digital marketing agency owner. I'm a mentor to about, at this point, 1,300 paid students, and that's still growing. I've managed to do a lot with consulting now, but a lot of it just around digital marketing, so pick a label.
Jeremy, every time I talk to you, I learn literally 10 new things. I mean, you're an incredible educator. Thank you. In the area of social media, websites, personality branding, and then we have your colleague here, Ryan Carroll.
Yes, you got it.
That's my new friend, who I originally thought was Australian, but he tricked me.
I appreciate that. Yeah, so pretty much traveling entrepreneur type. I'm based in LA, but just traveling, pretty much working on my computer wherever I go, helping Jeremy out with his digital marketing.
I have a laptop.
Just all e-com, right? So I actually was a real estate agent as well, and then I realized that wasn't reverse engineering my goals, which was just to be able to travel and have a computer and make much money online. So that's pretty much what I do.
So do you see yourself as an e-commerce guru? Is that your strength? Or what do you see as your specialty?
Definitely e-com. I know how to sell tangible products online through online marketing, branding, PR, whatever it is.
And I'm working with Jeremy and Ryan for the Laws of Life. We are in the process of building a website for the Laws of Life.
Absolutely.
And we're going to be having an e-commerce component to the Laws of Life. So my goal is that all of the guests and all the businesses that we shine a light on will be able to have their products on the Laws of Life website. And then one of my Laws of Life is I like to give a certain percentage to charity and nonprofits. So those charities and nonprofits that come on the show will also get a percentage of the profits.
We've actually done a lot of that inside of e-commerce too. Like, for example, not to take advantage of different events that have occurred, different catastrophes that have occurred just from an e-commerce perspective, so people can understand what they can monetize. Like, for example, the Vegas shooting that occurred, we had Vegas Strong shirts that went out, did a couple $100,000 in sales, made sure that we gave a portion of that proceeds to charity to make sure that we were able to give back to the community. You just had something that happened with
well, it was like back in the Houston with all the hurricanes. One of my buddies was doing that as well, who's really
10%, 20% profits.
Because we just had on the show 2 weeks ago that the Stoneman Douglas baseball team is trying to sell shirts in honor of those that left us, the 17 victims of the Stoneman Douglas tragedy on Valentine's Day. So take that example where people are trying to sell, whether it's for charity, whether it's for a cause. What is the secret? What are you doing for your customers to help them sell? I mean, that's the goal, right?
Pretty funny. Most people have this like Noah's Ark kind of model in their head, where it's like, you build it expecting some massive flood to come, and like your ship just gets erased, and that's how everything goes down. But it's quite the opposite. I mean, most people, they have this perspective where they build websites, or they just get on Google, and then it's like, I'm gonna get a bunch of traffic and just make a bunch of money all of a sudden. Where it's quite the opposite. Distribution is the name of the game. It's like I'm the Pablo of distributing ads to people, because it's easy to target somebody based on the banks selling data in real time to Facebook. The NSA now accounts for 33% of its organizational data coming from Facebook directly as a data mining source.
What do you mean by NSA?
Well, so NSA is the National Security Agency, where it's monitoring all of the data within the United States and around the world, because we've tapped all the fiber optic and the internet cables themselves that are transatlantic and trans-Pacific that go to different continents to transfer internet and data through these things. So as a country now, we have this 1 million square foot facility in Utah, and there's now a 2 million square foot facility that just got added into, I believe it's in Fort Bragg. And this is where all of the data sits for companies like Facebook, Google, Twitter, and they have their offsite data mining as well. But the long and the short is that banks are saying, okay, however much income you make is targetable to myself as an advertiser now. The amount of liquid assets that you guys have is targetable to me as an advertiser. The amount of net worth that people have now is targetable to me as an advertiser. Your credit card and debit card organizations.
So that's all targetable?
Based on purchase types.
Income
so
and
food,
prior purchasing
luxury retailers.
Right?
The fact you're spending more at a quick serve restaurant. So I can go into like a Chipotle style restaurant and say, your target customer is not only accessible, they are within a 10-mile radius of this very location, and we can target the person who spends on average more than every other person that uses a credit or debit card when they spend money here. Okay. And we can say, only show ads to the people that spend more money on average. So then it just becomes, what's the context of your message, and what are you going to do to get in front of the exact type of person you can think with? So people don't build businesses thinking of the customer and the person they can get in front of first. They just like build stuff and think that people will come. So I like to say, like, dive into the Facebook Ads Manager because they own Facebook and Instagram, of course, and the Audience Network, and you can just build your perfect customer profiles.
What's the Audience Network?
So Audience Network is where you have applications and you have different websites, like let's say CNN, Fox, the Kardashian apps, or like Candy Crush is like prime examples that you could think with.
Okay. If
you're reading an article, a Facebook ad could show within the article itself. But that is an example of the Audience Network, where it's not technically Facebook or Instagram's platform. It's just within a network of places that they can distribute.
Okay, so ads. Other basically third-party sources where you can post ads.
Another place you can distribute your message.
Let me ask you this question. So you're saying targeting is the name of the game.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Targeting,
absolutely.
And based on your customers' income, and you can. I didn't realize.
I would start with financial demographic as a foundation.
When I've done some Facebook ads for myself, I've been asked what is the age group that I want to target.
Very general.
I usually do 35 to 55 because a lot of our viewers are small business owners, entrepreneurs, but there's a lot other metrics that I can't do as an amateur that you can do.
So three main areas. I mean, do you want to go over like demographic?
Yeah, I mean, it's like when you're targeting on Facebook, it's like think of like a target, like literally like you're trying to hit the bullseye, right? So what you do is you start narrowing down who you're targeting, right? So maybe you want people with a certain financial income of $100,000 plus. So that could be one group. And then you can narrow that down with people who own a small business, right? Who then are also 35 to 55. And that's how you start shrinking down to that
also statements audience. Is what they're called. So it's like this, plus this, plus this. Yeah. So the three main umbrellas are demographic, interest, and behaviors. So demographics are like census data, where it's like work, finances, relationship statuses, ethnicity, things like this. And then it gets down into interests, which are relative to the data that's tracked on us based on conversations that we have around our devices now, based on things we say on the phone, based on words that are transcribed in our text messages and in our emails.
Yeah.
Are you saying like search?
So like we have no secrets. We're all our demographics.
To the perspective of an advertiser, it's like I picture every person with like a baseball card that they don't know exists of all their statistical data on it that they don't believe is trackable and targetable to that individual. But behaviors is where you get more into the trenches of like privacy issues, but it's not necessarily an issue. It's just an unknown.
So in your mind, is Facebook the best way to advertise now, or you also like the audience?
It's one of the most powerful ways, but I mean Google, YouTube.
I think it's a mixture too of like using influencers to really
true.
To really like establish the brand as a brand, and then use the Facebook ads with like the influencers post, and that really brings it like that intrinsic value.
So influencers are these people who just have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. You can get people who have millions, but those people are kind of getting saturated now. You want to find people who align to your demographic, who have authority within your niche. So if you're selling, let's say you're selling a ring, okay? You'd want to get a celebrity that's known for like wearing some kind of rings, and you just want to send these people these things. And then if they send you a photo of that, you get the authority from that individual wearing your product, but then you use that as an asset to put it in front of your...
Plus.
It's an asset, it's an authoritative asset.
So let me ask you a question. For a small business, because we have a lot of small business owners that are growing. Do you spend like an hour or two with the business owner? Can you do everything remotely? How does that first consult go? What does that look like?
Yeah, so if people are unaware of these things, I stay away from these people completely in my digital marketing agency because it's 2018 and it should be an obligation as a business owner to get your butt onto Google, researching, using the free courses that are out there. Facebook has the Facebook Blueprint is what it's called.
Okay.
As a business owner, it's illogical to put a skill outside of yourself that gets you such an enormous ROI.
Wow.
And to not sit your butt down inside of the Facebook Ads Manager to do some basic, I'm talking like 3 to 4 hours worth of just spread it out over a week. If 3 to 4 hours is too much, you gotta control your time.
So self-educate, free resources on Facebook.
Yeah, because then you can't hold somebody like me accountable if you're going to hire somebody like me, because you're not going to know the terminology. You're going to completely get run shop on. And most of these people, I mentor 1,300 digital marketing agency owners around the world, literally in 62 different countries. And the one constant that I find with these people is that they'll have confidence and they'll sell you on a service, but they won't be able to execute the service because they're still building their skills themselves. So if you as a business owner, wherever, whatever city you're in, it's like you're probably not going to get a skilled individual who split lives in Miami and Beverly Hills and works with literally the world's largest personality brand. You're probably going to get somebody who's just building their skills and in a position where you got to hold them accountable. You got to know the terms, you got to know the vocabulary, you got to know, hey, are we targeting people based on their behaviors? Are we targeting them based on their interests? Are we targeting them based on their demographic, or a combination? Like, what are the audiences we're targeting? To know the basic terms is...
So what you're saying is whoever someone hires, whether it's you or another company, you still, actually that's a great law of life. You have a responsibility as a business owner to get some foundational education so that when you're dealing with, whether it's you as the digital marketer or another company, that you know what you're dealing with.
Staff, I mean.
What kind of budget do you recommend for this type of project? What's the minimal budget for ads?
Yeah. Spend as little as $5 a day.
Yeah. I'd say like $1,000 to start for the full month.
Okay.
That's pretty good to get started. And then from there, it's just all about scaling, understanding what ads work, and getting the right ROI from those ads. And it's like the more you spend, the more you make.
Let me check the listener real quick too, because if you think $1,000 over 30 days is a lot of money, number one, there's a joke. You shouldn't be a business owner. You're probably going to go out of business soon, because people are going to spend $1,000 a day, put you out of business, because I can target your exact customers. I can go to your website, target all your website traffic. I can target every single fan that you have, and more importantly, if I know as a competitor every single person that you're trying to sell, guess what? I can target them, and I can just outbid you if you're not doing these things, not aware of these things. So $1,000 a month is not a lot of money, okay? If you think that that's a lot of money, really check yourself on the standards in which you're operating under right now. Because before you even continue in this podcast, seriously, consider, we're about to talk about spending money on your business, it's gonna make you money back. So take these next pieces of advice very seriously. Don't limit yourself here.
I agree. I mean, the bottom line is you have to invest in yourself. You have to invest in your business. Yeah. And $1,000 a month for this purpose. I think the reason that small business owners are afraid to invest is they're afraid they're not going to get the return. So here's my question.
It's an unknown.
In the networking world, you know, I host a lot of networking events. I attend a lot of networking events. I meet a lot of people. I'm a people person. Yeah. And I have found on my journey that the more people I meet, the more business the more my business develops. Yeah.
Logic.
However, I never know exactly when the phone's going to ring.
Yeah.
By the way, call me if you need a lawyer. So the bottom line is this, but I guess the question is, I always say to people, you can't just go to one event and expect a return. You can't go to 3 events and expect a return. Yeah. It has to become part of your lifestyle, your business lifestyle. Yeah. And eventually you create momentum. True. So my question is, how long does it take to create Facebook ad momentum? When will we start seeing impact?
I project out with service businesses or tangible product businesses about a week to sometimes 2 weeks for a solid return, because the perspective is that in my world, I like to build the authority in the mindset of my ideal customer, because you can retarget people now based on the engagement that they have with that content you've placed in front of them inside of Facebook and Instagram. So let me explain. If I place a video in front of you, instead of placing an ad in front of you first, I respect you as a person.
A video.
Yeah, well, anything that doesn't just say, hey, go buy my stuff, hey, sign up for my stuff. You don't want to run a Facebook ad that's called direct response marketing, okay? You don't want to be the person who's the digital clipboard salesperson who's out there like, hey, sign up to be a lead. Hey, sign up to be a sale. Yeah, I have a 20-minute webinar. Do you want to come watch it? I know you have no idea who I am. I'd love for you to be a lead. Give me your time. You know, people will put up the digital middle finger to you and they'll say, no, get out of my life, and they'll block you. Whereas once you transition to this perspective, which is what's called running an engagement campaign. So you tell Facebook's algorithm, hey, I don't want to bring people to my website yet because they don't know me. I want to respect them first. And I want to put a video in front of somebody. If this video is strategically chosen to build authority, let's say you have your videos here of you on your podcast, you have a video of you speaking on stage. Let's say you're a small business owner and you're wrapped up and your time's controlled, so literally you only have your office. So you probably have staff, or you probably do things in your business that look and make you look like an authority to the customer that you're trying to sell. And when these things are recorded, put into a montage, go to my Facebook page for a good example. It's Jeremy Haynes, and in my cover video, it's a great example of this. It's under a minute, so I could use it on Facebook and on Instagram, because the video has to be under 60 seconds to use it on Instagram. And what I do is I say, okay, perfect customer, watch my video first, get to know me a little bit. Those who watch 25%, 50%, 75%, even 95% of these videos, you can put into what's called an audience, which says to Facebook, it's like an email list. It's
you
like
do that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
If I place a video and it gets, let's say, 50,000 views, it means if 25% of those 50,000, let's say out of 50,000, I have half of them that got to at least 25% of the video. Okay. Well, those people technically showed me more interest. Keep in mind, they had no idea who I am. So now that they gave me at least a quarter of that video that they watched, it shows me from a data-driven perspective that they had somewhat of an interest. So if I strategically follow them up with a second video that, for example, builds more authority or drives a specific piece of value around my services, my perspective is that I'm thinking over here already with, I'm going to make a call to action to you to buy my stuff or to become a lead way over here. But you got to get there first by showing me that you're interested in those potential call to actions, because those call to actions, they take more money.
But how do you get those lists? Is that something
this is the targeting in Facebook. So
yeah.
hop in a Facebook Ads Manager. You have the ability to go in and target the exact demographic
and
of who you
want
to
to
get in front of.
Course?
Absolutely.
So that's like that first video they see is like targeted to that exact ideal customer, and then through there it's like a funnel through Facebook where it's like they've seen this, now they see this, now they see this. Now, boom, now here's like a lead conversion.
Well, I'm taking your course. So how do I register for your course?
Well, the best website, it's really simple. Go to a URL, jeremy.expert, and I have all my courses there. The one that you see called the DMM, the Digital Marketing Manuscript, that's where if you want to start and scale a digital marketing agency, okay? There's one called the DSP, the Digital Skill Pack. Those are trench-level digital marketing actions. If this is way above your head, train your people on this stuff. You know, that's the perspective you want to use.
The bottom line is you're really getting two laws of life. You can learn how to self-market as an independent entrepreneur, but you can also actually learn how to open a whole nother supplemental business and run your own digital agency by learning skills. So you can actually get a second business company.
And if you think about it, a digital marketing agency is in every single business, okay? Because every single business requires a graphic designer, a video guy nowadays especially, somebody who can put all that together onto the internet, typically called a web guy. You could call that person somebody right now who's building funnels, kind of like a multi-hat position. When you get just those three positions alone, one of them has a digital marketing skill, or maybe you add a fourth person in there. Every single business requires those. And guess what you're doing if you don't have those positions?
Nothing.
You're hiring an agency. You see? So if you become aware of, hey, my business is literally dependent upon me having these positions, once again, graphic designer, video guy, funnel expert, and digital marketer. If you have those four positions, those hats covered.
Are you saying it's realistic for me to learn all those four hats and do it myself? Or
you're a business owner.
You're saying it's a need that I have to hire a digital marketer that has those components?
Absolutely. Critical. Because at this point in your life, think about it. After 25, no offense to anybody who's in the older demographics, your neurological structure hardens and it calcifies to where our neurology, we actually have a hard time restructuring our neuroplasticity.
And learning.
So even after we've put 10,000 hours into something, our neurological plasticity, literally the shape of our brain, is changed and morphed into whatever we put 10,000 or more hours into. So if you as a business owner have sat your butt in a chair every day and just done what you've done, you've rewired your entire brain to be best at that, and it's going to be hard for you to like learn a new language, or in this case, add new skills. Yeah. But add it in with people.
Well, just use your 24-year-old brain.
22. No, but I think since we're talking about laws of life, it's like important for business owners to realize like they always need to be adjusting and pivoting their businesses. As 10 years ago, they might have been killing it, right? And now it's like technology, every 18 months doubles and decreases by how much?
Every 18 months, it doubles. This is from Walter O'Brien, third smartest documented person in the world from an IQ perspective. He has this show, CNBC, called Scorpion, and I'm sure some people watch this show. But anyway, Walter gets up on stage. He was like, death is currently mandatory, and I want to make it optional. I'm going to show you how. And then he talks about like transhumanism and all these crazy things. But he had this good quote. He said, technology doubles in power every 18 months. It reduces its cost by 50%. Yeah, so that means it hits a 100% increase in its potential and power, and it reduces its cost by 50% every 18 months. So as a business owner, you're not like seeing that from a statistical viewpoint. That means you are getting compounded experience through time when you do these things. But if you're not taking advantage of technology, like we're integrating artificial intelligence into our businesses now with different tools. Whereas there's still business owners that are watching this right now that haven't even launched at Facebook yet.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question.
We're putting an artificial mind into our work now.
Is it crazy to not have Facebook?
It's not only crazy, you're just going to go out of business. It's just a matter of statistical time.
The first question I ask people is, are you on Facebook?
Yeah.
And when they say no, I'm just like, really? Okay. But a lot of them say they want their private life.
Yeah.
They don't want to be exposed.
Their neurological structure is hardwired for what you already know. Okay?
You can choose what you put on Facebook.
It's really simple, guys. It's just nature, you know? You just have a more cushioned, fluffy lifestyle that you get to live now, where things aren't as hard when it comes to the facts of real life and reality. But yeah, your business is going to die. Because there's going to be some kid out there who goes to the business owner that's your competitor and with confidence like I have says, here's what's called a CPR, because they're probably going to be one of my students too, where they learn what's called a clear process to revenue, where they say, this is the exact set of actions that we're going to be able to implement into your business. They're not going to want 20, 25K per deal. They're going to want to get paid 5K. And that competitor that you have is absolutely going to pay that cost. The other person, when you're not willing to spend $1,000 a month, they're going to spend 5K. They're going to spend 10K a month. All of a sudden, through time, that whole compounding effect I just talked about, you're at the bottom still and you didn't do anything. And then you're 50 years old trying to do what's called vital lies and simple truths telling yourself that it's not what it actually was, and that this very podcast doesn't resonate with your soul because you know that you need to take action when you're not. That's what it ends up being. You're just not taking action when you should.
Take action, self-educate. If you can't self-educate, you have an opportunity right here to learn from Jeremy Haynes and Ryan Carroll how to do this, because in this modern universe, technology is the key to building successful sales.
Well, we're talking about service businesses right now. Like Ryan makes $80,000 a month for fun, selling accessories and selling. I don't want to give away the store, but the more of the story
is tangible products.
You can get on Shopify now in under 4 hours, and you can build a store where you don't even have to physically have product on hand. You want to talk about that?
Well, what's crazy too is like I used to be a real estate agent real quick, right? And when I came into the business, like I said, no one pivots their business, so everyone's still focused on sending out these mailers, doing this and that, and like I'm looking at all these people like what aren't you doing on Facebook, right? I started using Facebook for real estate. I started getting like $1 million leads just by targeting like Dubai, China, like places based off their financial income as well. People like luxury real estate, all this good stuff. So it's just really critical to get on Facebook. That's all I'm saying.
I think that's definitely a law of life for today is self-educate. If you can't, go to Jeremy, go to Ryan. Surround yourself with professionals.
Go to Google, go to YouTube, you know?
Yeah. YouTube has taught a lot.
Trench level digital marketing actions that are tactile. Remember this quote. This is a good law of life. There's an unlimited amount of actions that you can take on the internet that make you money. And it's just your ability to go and say, okay, what order and priority do I want to place on all these different actions that I could be taking, and in what order am I going to knock them out of the park? Yeah, all the time. Yeah. We can do whatever we want. We control our time.
So tell me, let's spend 2 minutes on e-commerce. Tell me about e-commerce. What are your...
Yeah, so e-commerce is all drop shipping, right? So all my product is actually in China, and they warehouse the product. So I can buy it at wholesale from there, but I market it here at retail. Right, so it's marked up like 75%.
Give us a specific example of a product.
So, for example, like this little cuff bracelet, right? Like there's bracelets like this I've sold before.
And you just go to a China website.
Yeah, so basically
Alibaba Express.
Yeah, so I get my vendor, right, and he's got a bunch of these necklaces, whatever it is, right? Okay. And maybe they sell them for $3. Well, I'll market it on my store with the same photos. I'll even order it, take custom photos, videos, or whatever it is. Mark it up for $25. Then run Facebook ads to it, targeting a specific demographic, maybe 18 to 25 year olds.
Acquiring customers for like $5 to $10, making $15
run a sale, something
per product.
Run a buy one get one half off sale. Buy this, get a free necklace, whatever it is.
No product on hand.
Yeah.
No requirement to buy those things up front.
The product is so inexpensive that it's not a big deal to do buy one get one free.
Yeah, like maybe they pay me $25 and they did a buy one get one free, right? And it was $25 total because I bought this. The necklace was free. Now it's going to cost me $7 from AliExpress, whatever it is. They ship it directly to my customers. I'm just the middleman marketing, doing all the stuff, and then I just collect the dollars in between.
That's incredible. What about returns? What about complaints of customers? What happens 100%. Then?
So returns, actually what I like to do is I'll give them the product for free because it's just a little cut.
So you'll just refund the money?
Yeah, because a lot of times, I'll refund it and I'll let them keep the product. Also give them a discount. It actually creates value within the customer, and most of the time they will come back and order from me just because I did that and I gave them that discount. And they trust me now.
Like Amazon really upset me last night because I ordered this camera. It was this vlog camera, and I got this accessory kit with it. But the accessory kit didn't come, and it was just the camera, and the camera had a European charging cable that we're recording this in Miami right now. So the moral of the story is that cable didn't work. None of it came.
So what'd you do?
I was upset, right? So this process that's neurologically hardwired into all of our brains genetically, it's called altruistic punishment. So when we feel unfairly done by others or by a particular circumstance, we'll go to all ends of the earth to literally scorch the opportunity for success, or just to get back in like a revenge state for that particular thing that caused unfairness. So in my brain, as soon as this occurs, I'm like, man, dude, Amazon has really upset me with that. You know, I love Amazon. I bought so much stuff from them. And my brain doesn't automatically go towards like some of the emotional reactions that people have, like, oh, I'm going to stop shopping at Amazon. I'm never going to do anything. But when I pressed the Amazon support button, they immediately refunded my card while I still had the product on hand. And this was like a $500-something product.
Wow, you still had the product?
But immediately. And I was like, this is really cool. And they made it really easy for me to ship the product back. Like they said, hey, you can just go set the box downstairs. So Shopify, AliExpress, all these different companies, they have apps is what it's called.
Yeah.
And apps can integrate into your storefront to where you can do similar actions like what Amazon did to prevent altruistic punishment from
that. Are you teaching in your course e-commerce as well?
So Ryan,
so we actually have a course that's coming out soon. It's called The Next Retailer. So that'll be out probably within the next 30 days. And that's
just how to do dropshipping, how to do e-commerce, how to set up Shopify stores. And like I said, this is Ryan's specialty. So I specialize in intangible services and products like information products and just the services overall, whereas he's killing it on trench level tangible services.
That's great.
Tangible product level.
Well, I am so honored to have you both here. I mean,
Yeah,
like I
appreciate
said,
it.
I know I learned something today. I learn something every day when I speak with you, Jeremy and Ryan. It's such a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, it's always great.
I'm going to be calling you a lot for e-commerce on the laws of life. And if anybody wants to have a breakaway session with Jeremy and Ryan and myself and talk e-commerce, let us know. Next Thursday night, I'll be hosting a networking event sponsored by Major Peruis at the Blue Martini in Fort Lauderdale, 6 to 9
networking
p.m.
events are awesome. Make sure you show up.
I hope you guys come, and I hope you learned something today, and have a fantastic day. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something today. I know I did. Thank you for watching The Laws of Life with Blanca Greenstein, and stay in touch and stay connected. Be well.